What is up, guys? My name is Exton and welcome back to another guide. Now, this guide has been so much asked that it is ridiculous, so please give me a drum roll. Yes, we are doing a formation combo guide today. Oh man, this has been probably one of the hardest things for me to do so far. I've been doing so much research, so many lineups these past days that it is absolutely crazy. Now, before I'm going to jump into the actual video, I want to make sure you guys know this, that the whole thing on this video is based on my opinion, my personal preferences on the heroes, vehicles and supporting weapons and so on. I have done a lot of research, I do know this stuff, but I don't know this stuff perfectly. So I might make mistakes, you might find a better formation, that is absolutely okay. And if you do, please do let me know. But as always, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, so very first formation combo I'm going to be teaching you guys is going to be for the Behemoths. Now there are two things you want to know before you actually start doing a lineup for them. And before I'm going to give you the recommended set of heroes for the lineup, I want you to guys actually understand how these lineups are made and what you should actually take in count of when you are doing those lineups. The very first thing is the heroes on your tanks are your priority to level up first. So let's say if I have my Elena and Billy and Layla, they're all level 40. My tanks as Wolfie and Inerta are going to be on level 45 because they actually take the most damage. And why they Behemoths actually focus tanks first. And that's another thing I'm going to give you guys. How do you know that the tanks are going to be focused first from Behemoths? Well, if you go to your hero and you look at the threat level right here, it says high. The Behemoths are going to focus on the threat levels high first. So those are your tanks, and those vehicles such as Fallout you want to upgrade first, your heroes first. My Simone is 45 and my Keeper Inerta is 45 as well. And I like to focus on them first. The second thing about killing Behemoths is definitely going to be your focus on supporting weapons. Now most people do a mistake of going to build something like super heavy damage supporting weapons, but it's actually the opposite. You want your supporting weapons to be as supportive as possible. So you want your shields there, you want your heals there, you want something that boosts your firepower or attack speed, for an example. And those are like the best things to actually add. And now there are definitely top tier supporting weapons that are recommended for this, and I'm going to list them right here. The very first one is going to be the magnetic wall, that is going to give shields for everybody. The second one is definitely the field repair, that will heal everybody. And yeah, and the third most used one is definitely super frequency, that is boosting your attack speed for one unit. I don't have the first two, I do have the last one though. Now for the next thing I will be talking about is going to be the actual recommended combo for the Behemoths. And everything basically is around Elena Griffin. And why, you may ask? Well, I'm going to show you just now. The Elena Griffin's biohack is absolutely incredible when combined with other thermal heroes that actually apply thermal incineration. Now, what basically Elena's biohack does is that every time your formation applies a thermal incineration on the Behemoth, it will actually remove the incineration and take 4% of target's max health with it. And up to 500 damage, of course. But basically, yeah, if you have Elena, and if you have Elena sitting on a spotlight, for example, every time Spotlight would do a thermal incineration effect on the target, it will also remove 500 points of HP. Well, 4%. And so is across all your other formations. So for an example, I have Billy. Billy has a 50% chance by the skill fusion skill already. You give thermal incineration, so every time Billy does one, it will always take away 4% of Behemoth's HP as well. Roaming Star also applies one, so that will probably stay because it can't take it straight away, but if any of other formation attacks, that will also remove the incineration effect. So basically that's why Elena right now is so good actually on the formations, and everybody kind of wants to have Elena. Now, I'm not saying that Behemoths are impossible without her, but she definitely helps you to climb up higher Behemoth levels than you were able before. So if you get her, you will be able to do very good Behemoths after that. Now, my formation that I have for Behemoths that is actually down here. I can recommend it if you have those actual items, because I find this to be really good. I can solo 12 with it. I definitely can solo 14 or 15 as the top tier players can from in my server, but I'm going to go through my formation with you guys anyway. Like I said, first of all, I have Elena on Spotlight, and for that I have turbo armor because I want my units to be as tanky and survive as long as possible to do more damage. For my first tank, I have Simona on Fallout that has Grace, and Grace gives HP as a supporting weapon. Then I have a next damage dealer that is Billy on Roaming Star that has super frequency boosting its attack speed, so basically the thermal incineration is going to be applied faster and more frequently, therefore doing more damage. Then I have Layla. Wait, it's loading. Then I have Layla for the next that is going to give 50% attack speed for the all formations. I have Layla is a firepower champion, and Crimson is of course energy champion, not champion, sorry, vehicle. So Layla as a firepower hero, it doesn't really work together that well, but I want to keep the the attack speed boost on Layla, so that's why I'm using Crimson on it. And I wouldn't use it, but because I have Bishop on Ninurta, and since Bishop is giving has a 6 stack on Fallout on Behemoth at all times, then that will actually boost the Crimson's energy ability so much that it deals so much damage to the Behemoth. So I really like that vehicle on my formation. And yeah, last one I have keeping Ninurta on Bishop with nano repair, and this whole thing I've been soloing Howlers like all day. This whole thing can solo Howler really easily, and as I do find that basically if you are a low spender or free to play, I feel like Howler is probably the easiest way to go, unless you have really good stuff. And now this is the next thing I want to tell you guys. Alright, so the next thing I want you guys to know is what actually the top guys are using. And from what I've seen currently, and be aware they have spent a lot of money in this game, for like 13 and so on, the most used combo seems to be the very first one here. And yeah, let me show you. Basically you have Hayden on Arc that has the magnetic wall that I was talking about before, aka Worker Bee Barrier. Then it has Layla on Shooting Star that has the Laser Ray Lightning with the Thermal Focus that deals a lot of damage. Elena on Spotlight, as I said, Elena is the main thing currently, and with super buffed up super frequency. Then he has Smith on Fallout that has nano repair, And Smith is really good for crowds because it has the iteration that 2-second paralyzes on the Behemoth. And the very first one is Billy on Zeus, having the Grace, and I'm guessing that those three are like the tanky ones, even though Zeus deals damage. But again, if you look at his stuff, you can see that he has spent a lot of money on this game. A lot of them are maxed out, everything is gold. So even if I would try that same combo, the same formation for myself, that is definitely not going to work because I simply don't have that high up level. Now, if you take a look at the very high levels, you can see people bringing in Anunnaki there. Or that, oh no, that's Enlil, I think. Basically, it's loading, but yeah, they're starting to bring in other stuff. Summer on Stegosaurus, definitely. Yeah, Anunnaki, they're going to bring in Anunnaki that will give you mighty shields, and you can actually see from this formation alone you have like almost 4 tanks there and one actually doing damage. And look at the ridiculous amount of damage on this one, and another one that has a ridiculous amount of damage definitely has a fallout and so on. You can definitely try this out, and I do recommend you guys actually watch the keep your eye on the guys that are doing the best behemoths that have managed to kill like 15 or 14 and so on. They definitely know what to do, and well, yeah, they do have money as well. As you can see, most of their stuff is maxed out, so if you can solo those like 15 behemoths, don't worry about it. Unless you have a lot of money, then you should worry about it, but yeah, you should check those out. But yeah, that's pretty much on behemoths. We're moving on to PvP and open world PvP. Before we are moving on, I want to give you the list of what I recommend to actually use in your formation against behemoths. So for the heroes, I would recommend Wolfie, Tatiana, Layla, Billy, Smith, Oren, and Hayden. For the vehicles, if you have any of them, I suggest to use Roaming Star, Spotlight, Fallout, Reverberator, Stegosaurus, Ark, and Zeus. And for the most recommended supporting weapons are going to be Worker Bee Field, Worker Bee Barrier, RR7 Nano Repair, RR7 Super Frequency, and Reliquary Grace. And those are what I recommend. You can do whatever you want though, everything works well together, but yeah, use those if you have any of them. Alright, the next thing I want to dive into is PvP, and in PvP I mean arena. And I don't have like this epic great combo that will beat definitely everybody on arena. I do have a recommended combo that most of the people are using, that the top players are using, and well, here we go. I'm kinda using it, but I don't have all the needed stuff for it, so I'm definitely not in a high up place as I should be. Well, my arena lineup. I have Elena there with Spotlight, and for arena I like to use Unstable Impulse, because it's level 1 and it deals great area damage, and it has a chance to deal a lot of damage as well. Definitely Wolfie is still there because it's my main tank, and the second tank, I don't have Stegosaurus, but the recommended one with the summer is Stegosaurus and GN Shield, and that is absolutely #1 tank combo that everybody is using. I however do have Reverberator and Thermal Armor, and it's like the second tier. It's still really good. Then I have Billy on Striker, and why I'm choosing Striker is that it's my best fireball vehicle available out of everything, I feel. And yeah, I have Beacon Prophecy, and then I have Ahmed on Griffin and Shooting Star, and people like to play Ahmed around everything. They like to put it on Prince mode, they like to put it in Shooting Star and so on, and most of the people actually have Billy on Griffin, but I don't know. I just like Ahmed on Griffin and Shooting Star there. And this is probably one of the most used one. Ahmed definitely is probably top most used hero currently on Arena. And then I have Summer here. Now if you jump on the Arena, when it stops lagging, I can actually show you what the top guys are using, and I'm going to provide information about that. Go to tournament, I just actually dropped, but yeah, I can show you some damages that I did today. Going to 54 for an example on this. Ahmed is an awesome damage dealer. Literally, like, here's another guy having it. It is the main source of damage right now, especially with the Shooting Star. What I have here, this time my striker did a lot of. And look at this team, like what I was against. It doesn't actually matter, because even if somebody has maxed out stuff, you can still win them with very little, as I have. You just need to make great combos, have good tanks, and so on. And that's pretty much it. Now my server, Iris and Quick and those guys are top 1, and what they are currently using is Elena, and they usually put Elena on tanks and so on because it survives longer, and well, this one has more firepower as well. Then they have Ishtar. Iris has that because it actually boosts even more firepower, so meaning that all the firepower stuff such as Shooting Star and a Prophecy deal a lot of more damage. Then like I said, there's Ahmed and Prism. That's a huge combo with Shooting Star. This will deal you so much damage, and as well as Billy on Griffin on Prophecy, and that is another combo. Why everybody is using this, however, there is currently a bug in the game that is going to be fixed soon, but as in making this video, Beagle actually, when it shoots its diffusion bomb, it puts 6 stacks of fallout absolutely on all enemy heroes, whoever it hits. So that's kind of crazy currently. I don't think it's supposed to do that. I think it's only supposed to put 1 stack of fallout, but yep, it should be fixed soon. But yeah, GN shield, as I said, Rokeby shield, super good, one of the best things. And well, seems like Iris is using Stego's reverberator as well, but it's really good as well. And well, Quick probably has kind of the same formation, except that he has the fallout and so on, and he has full thermal with Tatiana. But yeah, have Ahmed there and so on, and you would definitely do good. But as well, like I've learned, what I do most on Arena, when I go into Arena, I actually use the history tab, and I definitely suggest you guys to use the history tab to look out how did you do, why did you lose, what were the damages, how close did you get, what can you change, what could do more damage next time, and so on. You just go around, change that, and then you can see like what worked. Look, oh my god, yeah, my fallout tanked so many troops, and my Ahmed, and looks like Billy did so many kills and so on. But there's a lot of RNG involved in this game, so you need to also take that in account. But yeah, Ahmed or Griffin or Prism and Shooting Star is the main thing to do if you want a recommended build. And if you don't have them, that's alright, don't worry about it. There are always a lot of helpful people helping you out on our Discord server with formations if you want a good PvP formation or so on. Now, before I want to end the Arena PvP, I would definitely want to give a shout out to another combo that seems to be really good, and as long as I've seen, let's say Asswipe has it, and it's definitely the Helmet Robinson, Mirage, and Great Storm combo, and that is super effective. that is so much damage, and if you have that combo, you don't necessarily actually have to have Great Storm, anything is fine, but just basically the Robinson Mirage combo is absolutely massive. It is so good area damage, definitely recommend using that as well. So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's a lot of it's just pretty much thermal focused this season, the whole season. I haven't seen many nuclear based or electromagnetic based combos this version of the game. So yeah, I will be updating and doing more these types of videos when we get new versions, when vehicles get buffed, nerfed, and so on, so you guys will be up to date. But currently, as I said, the Ahmed combo is definitely the way to go. So next one I want to talk about with you guys is the open world PvP, and now this formation is completely made up by me. I have not taken anything from anywhere. This is just what I feel that has been working the best for me on the field, what's been the easiest to work with, and so on. And now, as in Behemoths have 2 tanks. I only have 1, and I actually took Wolfie off of this and I replaced it with Hayden, because Hayden actually boosts firepower for all the formation if they have above 50% HP. And as basically people don't focus tanks or whatsoever in this game on open world, they are trying to focus on aircrafts, Hayden will be alive a lot, so that will provide me a lot with shields and so on as well. And now I switch Ahmed on my formation on Griffin with Shooting Star, and then I have Billy with the Shooting Star and Roaming Star, sorry, and Prophecy. So yeah, this is basically pretty much what I am using, and I have a lot of all the supporting weapons I do have that deal damage are AoE, as area of effect damages, and that's how it's supposed to be, because basically people are usually really grouped up together when they attack an open world, so you having a lot of different AoE shooting abilities where supporting weapons is definitely going to be the thing. Layla will boost the attack speed, Billy will give you thermal incineration, Ahmed will give you a lot of damage, and so on. This has really worked for me, and what you want to keep this in mind, that if you build yourself something open world, you definitely want to have area of effect supporting weapons there, and some decent, well, decent vehicles and heroes, and just something that works together. And the best way to achieve any formation in the end is to look at things that work together well, that boost each other. Like Hayden boosts everybody firepower, Layla boosts everybody attack speed, Elaine gives the stupid max health thing for everybody, and so on and so on. And yep, this is pretty much it. Before I'm going to jump into the end screen, here is a list of all the heroes and all the vehicles and supporting weapons that I recommend you using when you are building your formation. Keep in mind that not all of them necessarily work together well, but they definitely are useful even if you don't have a good enough vehicle on them. So keep that in mind. And happy formation building to everybody. I hope this helps you out. I'm done with formations now. I think after 70 lineups I've done over past 2 weeks, I've gotten quite good, well, not good, but quite decent at making them and actually seeing what works well together. And I'm still learning every day something new. And like I said, I'll be updating this video all the time. When a new update comes out on the whole servers, a new version comes out, everything gets buffed, nerfed, I will be definitely making a new guide on formation combos and so on. For now, this whole video was basically on my opinion, how things are currently looking. I've talked to some of the high tier players and they have given me some feedbacks. There are some bugs in the game, but they're definitely going to be fixed. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. I will see you guys on another guide. Bye!